Well, breakfast with John is what. It's a pretty day in Tazewell. It's a rainy 34 degrees, which is very nice. We like it. It's very, very, very nice. 34 degrees. 39 degrees. I mean, when would you have thought you would say 39 degrees is very nice? Not me, not hardly ever. But I thought 39 degrees would be called nice. So, Janice and I are out running around just a little bit today. Few runs, few things we have to do, accomplish. I'm thinking a lot about, I've shared some before, how about the world seems to want to normalize things and make things normal that are not normal. And that happens to whittle away at us, okay? And it'll whittle away at us spiritually. They'll make us think that things are normal when they're just not normal. There's a lot of things that are not normal out there. And they try to make us feel like it is normal when it's not. It's just not. There's things that are not right, not normal, whittle away at our family values, whittle away at our heart and our life and our marriages. And they do it, but it's not normal. It's just really not. Has stuff been going on forever? Sure. Since Sodom and Gomorrah, things have went on. That still doesn't make it normal and doesn't make it right. Hello, Chris, my little daughter-in-law. I hope she ain't being mean to John Colson. I think she's mean to him, Janice.
Deserving.
He's not deserving. That baby's not mean. What I mean is they'll make things normal that are not normal. And these things that whittle away at our family. Now, what I'm getting ready to do, I've got something in mind, okay? I'm getting ready to do a program, a weekly program that you'll only be able to get at -tv.net. Now you say, why, John? I'm glad you asked. I was waiting on you to ask. Is because if I say some things on here that need to be said, they'll take me off. And they'll blackmark me, won't they, Jim? Because I've been in Twitter jail, I've been in TikTok jail, I've been in all those jails. Facebook jail, I've been in all of them. They've suspended me several times for nothing really that important. But I'm telling you, there's things out here that we need to stay on top of, and people are. I mean, Christians and believers know what's right and wrong, good and bad. They know. And here's the deal. Say you got somebody in your family, a family member, that's out of whack, okay? You can still love them and not love what they do, all right? You got a family member, and what happens is sometimes we have a hard time distinguishing between the person and the sin. So we can look at them and say, all right, you know, now, I'm not talking about willfully, if somebody's hitting on you, or hurting you, or doing things to you, then I'm saying that we don't condone at all. Take a frying pan to their head, you take care of business, okay? That's exactly the way it ought to be done. I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about there's things out here we have sometimes people in our family that are out of whack, doing things that are not normal, not right, and we think sometimes, well, we know we can still love them, but we don't have to be part of what they're doing wrong. We don't have to be part of their sin, and we can acknowledge that in a real, even kind of way. I have things a lot of times, and I sound a little gruff sometimes, okay? And I've noticed that yesterday, and I did. And then I'm not talking about the situation I run into, but I was expressing my disgust to a situation, and then what I done, I guess you just got in on the hitting with the frying pan part. You don't need to know that, but what I done, I was expressing my dissatisfaction. Dissatisfaction. Is that how you say that? My dissatisfied. It's not dissatisfaction. It's not a word, is it? Dissatisfied. I was dissatisfied with an opinion that a person had, and it sort of, you know, bumped me a little bit. So I began to express to them that I was dissatisfied with their reaction. As I did, I got a little rough. Okay, I sounded a little, and I know you. I know a lot of you watching think, John, you could never, as sweet as you are, you could never sound. What'd you say? You could never sound rough or gruff. And I sometimes though, when I'm expressing my opinion with emotion, it sounds a little rough. Okay, and I don't know where that comes from my Irish, Scottish, German, Hispanic background, I guess. But anyway, I'm thinking that there's things in our life and people that we come across in our family, or they can be family, that are not doing right. We don't have to approve of it. We can still love the person, but we don't have to partake of the sin, and we don't have to let it into our family and our atmosphere. That's a hard thing sometimes. I know that. And we use that excuse, well, I love them and love them and love them and love them, and I understand all that. But sometimes, man, you got to be able to say, oh, hold on just a second. I'm not trying to be mean to you. And I expressed these person yesterday as I was sharing with him my thoughts. I said, I apologize if I sound a little gruff, okay? And I think it's important to do that. Sometimes you got to do it. But sometimes you got to make sure that the way you feel about it is known. You can't just leave it under the rug. Now, there's some things that I don't really mess with because I don't really care. I don't care but just a little tiny bit. If I just care a little tiny bit, I won't mess with nothing. But if I care more, if it's something that affects me, then sometimes I'll go ahead and express my opinion very, very gruffly. Okay? And we can do that. It's America. All right? It's America. You can express your opinion if you want to. Okay? All right. Sit in there, baby. Look in there. See.
There you go.
Apple pie. 2 things, biscuit, apple pie.
Biscuits. Red. I don't see anything.
Was there an apple turnover on that?
Yeah, did I not put it in there?
No.
Shoot, hold on.
That's all right. My wife won't let me have one, but on Saturday, so I remembered it. But, you know, we have to know that there's things in our life that we're going to run into some situations, okay? But we shouldn't cow down to the world. I'm not going to do that. I don't believe we should do that. I'm not for that. I'm for, and it may come with getting a little older too, okay? Now, I don't just want to spout off at every situation that raises up. I apologize for the dinging. Here, quit in just a second. I don't spout off in every situation. But if it's something that directly affects me, I believe you should let your opinion be known. Okay? You don't have to cow down. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Things that are not normal, not right. Now that don't mean, I've seen people doing completely crazy things, and I didn't correct them. Okay? You know why I didn't correct them? They wasn't my kids. They wasn't. They wasn't. They wasn't. They wasn't. Now, when it comes to sin, I'll say you what I think. I'll tell you what's right and what's wrong. But if you don't really want to hear it, hasta la vista, baby. Row your own boat. Because what happens is, I'm not going to let it. I'm not going to let it occupy my time. Hello, Lawrence. Each one of us are given just a certain amount of time. We got 24 hours in this day. what I pay attention to, what I invest my time in. What was that? I heard a song the other day, a country song. I think Lainey Wilson. I believe that's her name, Lainey. Anyway, I like her story. I've heard some of her story. But anyway, and I think she was singing it and she said, if this was your last breath, would you waste it on me? Okay? So I think about that. And there's some situations that I don't want to waste my breath on. But there's some situations that I'll draw the line on and say, hold on a second, baby. And I think that's all part of it. And different personalities. Some people are more passive. I think I'm very passive and gentle myself. I've never got nobody to agree with me, Janice, but I think I'm very meek. I am the good one in this relationship, aren't I?
Mm-hmm.
See? Shake your head again.
Mm-hmm.
See? I'm the nice one. I tell her all the time in this marriage, I'm the nice person. She's the mean person. But I still don't take any manure off of people. I just am not good with that. Okay? It's probably why I've had a rough time sometimes in my life. A few things have come up and happened, but I'm just not real big on it. Okay? I meet people like Lawrence. He's very kind natured. He's very kind. Okay? Seems so kind. I think about, I have people that get mad at me and I don't even know it. Okay? Janice says I live in my laxy daisy world. Like my buddy that's not alive now, who I really love, Robert Barrett. I loved him. He was one of the finest men, and a man that changed my life, really touched me, helped me, was there with me and for me, anything I needed. Robert, I believe he would have done anything I needed. Okay? Chris, we ain't nice enough to take that grandson. You notice we didn't call you and tell you we were going somewhere. You won't even take us with us. But I think about how Robert one
Get
time,
ready, we'll come back here.
Robert one time, he used to, me and he used to work together a lot close. His boys were little old tiny things. Anyway, and one time Robert, I hadn't paid any attention, and he told me one time he'd seen me and said, "Your problem is you're too hateful or something." He told me. I said, "Well, Robert, I didn't know it." He said, "Yeah, I've been mad at you for a month." I said, "Well, I didn't know you'd been mad at me. I didn't know it, you know, because sometimes I don't pay attention." Okay, Chris, I told her to be quiet, but so I don't pay attention to sometimes to the little things. I miss that sometimes. I miss those things, the little stuff. You know, I don't know. I'm probably a little old to correct it. I mean, I try to work on stuff a long ago. I apologize if I mess up. Don't I?
Yes.
Okay.
Give me a minute.
I was making sure you answered that question right. I try to make sure I apologize. My cousin Dwayne was mad at me one time. I remember it like it was yesterday. I walked into the filling station where he had a little filling station in War. I was talking to him, and he said, "You don't know that I'm mad at you, do you?" I said, "No." "Well, I've been mad at you for a while." I said, "I didn't know that either." So I can't remember if I said why. Well, I didn't say why, but I don't remember. But anyway,
Sometimes you have to be very physical when you're upset with me.
yeah, you have to be very physical when you're upset with me. Put your hands on your hips. I don't know if you've been upset with me, have you? Honey?
Not in a while.
I can't remember.
Since we've been married.
Yeah. Janice, this was her answer. I said, I don't know if you've been upset with me. She said, not for a while. Not since we've been married. Well, that's 42 dad burn years. I apologize handling foul language. But 42 dad burn years. That's a pretty good record.
I forget I'm mad at you.
As you get older, your lack of memory helps you. Okay? You can't.
It makes, oh, I was mad at you.
Oh. Anyway, don't normalize sin. We don't have to. Sin is still sin, and wrong is still wrong. It don't matter who does it. Okay? Family values are still real. I know, Kelsey, what she was talking about. Okay, here's the deal. All right? Before Janice and I were married, we weren't married. I had taken another female. We weren't married, Janice and I weren't married. I'd taken her out for the day. And when I come home, there was a birthday cake on my doorstep with a toothbrush jabbed in it or something, jabbed down in it. Could have been a butcher knife. He said, did you write a note?
I said, have a nice life.
Oh, yeah. Well, the note said, have a nice life. It was from Janice. First thing, I didn't know why she was concerned about me having a nice life. I didn't know she cared that much. We wasn't married at all. So, she was mad at me then. She was mad then. But she hadn't been mad at me since. 42 years, she said. That was pretty good. Really good. We really don't fight a lot. I don't think we fight at all. Because she's always right.
That's right. You always come around to my way of thinking.
I tell everybody she married me for my money, but she stayed because I put everything in her name. That way, if I leave with nothing. So, I better save a little bit of this biscuit for them dogs at home. My neighbor's got these dogs. Kelsey said we both of us forget and get distracted.
And while we're mad, oh,
Looked like somebody done ate some of my pie. Oh, you did. I thought myself, I opened up my pie box and I thought, somebody Hardy's done took a bite out of my pie. Headburn wife. Now I'm liking these pies. I put up a good cooking video if y'all haven't seen it. Chicken Alfredo. Homemade Alfredo, not the side out of the jar. It was good. In the jam. It was very good. I'm an exceptional cook. Hello, Scotty. Scotty is one of the best farriers in the country. He can make a foot. where there is no foot. He's good. Very, very, very good. The problem with a good farrier, you can't hardly get them to come shoe a horse because they stay so busy. I'll tell you this one last story before I get off here. I had a guy go shoe for me one time. And I knew him, okay? He said, I'll shoe your horse for $20. I said, well, okay. Scotty charges more than that. So I had him come in. I had him come in and let him shoe a horse. I started him on one. Well, he took a towing strap and he put it around the horse's foot and wrapped it up across its back to hold its foot up while he shod the horse. I said, huh, I ain't never seen nothing like this before. Then he went to the other side and I said, let's just leave the back end alone. I'll just give you $20. I paid him for shoeing the horse and let him go. But it's crazy. Well, all right. You've been watching Breakfast with John, and I've shared this a while back. I've got a picture of Trump signed for me. It's on my wall in my office. To John, me. This program is what put Trump in. We share a lot of responsibility putting Trump in office. Okay, we do. There's Theo Vaughn's program. Hello, Mike. Woo, look, the thumb come up. When I put my thumb up, it did it again. Oh, it just happens every once in a while. Nobody knows why. But when I put my thumb up, the thumb's up. So what I'm sharing is President Donald J. Trump is in office because I believe on primarily the support of this program, Breakfast with John. It come up again, Jan. Look, thumb come up. So this program, Theo Vaughn, Joe Rogan, and Charlie Kirk. There's 4 programs. Breakfast with John, Charlie Kirk, Theo Vaughn, Joe Rogan. This program put him over the edge. Our support. So thank you, America. You're welcome, America. Not thank you. You're welcome, America, for what we've done. And we'll accept that. All right. Mike Compton and I are going to be racing this summer. He's going to allow me to help a little bit. And I hope I don't let him down. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to making Joe White go round and round real fast. Joe said it takes a lot of work to go left in a circle real fast. I remember that. He said that one time. It takes a lot of work to do that. And here's what I do. If you don't know this, Mike Compton is a genius. Okay? He's a genius. He's not, you don't know him. If you don't know him, he's a genius. Okay? But I think about, Joe White is the race car driver. Okay? And when I go help him, I tell him all the time, I said, you're just one race away from having me take over. So I carry my helmet with me all the time, just in case they need me to race. I appreciate you watching Breakfast with John. God bless you. Thank you for watching. Be sure and pass the ammunition.